Bed sharing with your little one can sometimes be a pretty easy solution to whatever night issue is going on at the time. However, it can really quickly turn into a new sleep habit, and depending on the age of your baby, it can be a tricky one to move away from. Today I am answering your sleep question. My 8-month-old has had a few days where we bed shared with him. How do I get him back in his own bed? So stay tuned to find out my advice. Hi, I'm Nicky. I am a mother to 3 beautiful children and one of the founders of Little Ones. At Little Ones, we specialise in infant and toddler sleep and nutrition. We are passionate about helping families improve their little ones' sleep and overall wellness through establishing healthy sleep patterns. We would love to help you and your family through our comprehensive sleep programs, which are housed inside our custom-built app. So please visit our website, www.littlenones.co, to see how we could help you further. Unfortunately, it only takes about 3 days or nights for your little one at 8 months old to form a new sleep habit. So whatever the reason you brought your little one into your bed with you, very quickly this has now become a sleep habit for them. And it is a sleep habit that needs a bit more of a gentle approach to get your little one sleeping back in their own bed. First thing that you want to do is make sure that your little one is sleeping in their own bed for their daytime naps. And this is a really good place to start if they're not already, because this helps to solidify their bed or their crib as the place where they sleep. That's going to make it a lot easier for them to move back into their overnight. For their overnight sleep, you're probably going to have to take it quite gently, and bear in mind that your little one is now used to your comfort and your presence when they're going to sleep. What you're going to want to do is introduce a new settling method, which is you hands-on settling your baby to sleep in their own bed. And so that might mean that you are putting them in their bed at bedtime, you are patting them, you are soothing them, you are tapping them, you are soothing them and actively putting them to sleep in a very hands-on way in their bed. You're going to probably have to do this every time they start waking between their sleep cycles overnight. You're essentially reintroducing a new, different sleep association for them, but this one has the added advantage of it being in their bed. So then once they're okay with this, after a couple of nights of you actively settling them to sleep in their bed, then you can start work on gradually reducing your input. So then every couple nights, you're going to reduce the amount of settling that you have to do. So you're going to settle them until they're, say, 80% asleep, then 70% asleep, then 50% asleep. You get what I mean? So that eventually, over the course of a couple of weeks, you've slowly undone that sleep association of them sleeping in with you, and then of the sleep association of you actively settling them to sleep. You're just reducing your input each time. You probably will need to take it quite slow, and you might expect a bit of protest from your little one at 8 months because they are locked into a sleep habit and they're probably not going to willingly give it up. So it's okay to use some hands-on settling to get your baby to sleep, because you're still wanting to reassure them that you're there and that they're safe, but they just need to relearn the sleep habit, and relearning anything can come with a bit of a hiccup. Another scenario which might be happening for you is that your baby is actually falling asleep in their own bed, okay, but then during the night you're bringing them into your bed because they're waking and they're not going back to sleep. At 8 months, there is a sleep regression anyway, where we do see a little bit more night waking as babies are going through some big developmental leaps. That sleep regression can be quite short-lived as long as no new sleep associations are established during that time. So if your baby is falling asleep in their own bed and then during the night you're bringing them in with you, the simple solution to that is to not bring them in with you. If they're already used to sleeping some of the night in their own bed, then you can still continue in the way that I previously described, where they're waking, you can go into them, you can do some hands-on settling to get them back to sleep, and then just reduce the amount of settling that you're giving them over the course of a couple nights through to a couple of weeks, and that should see them through that regression period, and hopefully they're happier going back to sleep in their own beds. I hope that's given you a couple strategies to work through depending on your situation with your baby. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and comment below and let us know how your little ones are sleeping overnight. We're happy to answer your sleep questions in the comments. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again next week.